Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's boy Suave Boom here with another live. What's going on? How are ya? Sorry, I'm a little bit ratata right now. I am just trying to connect my charger. Okay, it's charging. Good. Okay. We're good to go. We're good to go. All right, I got the blue on. Is it still sweaty? I was very sweaty earlier because I went to the gym. And I'm trying to go a little bit harder than usual. But let me put this back like this. Okay. Yeah. I saw this video where they were talking about when you sweat and you feel like when you sweat, but you're sweat, like when you're stinky, like you stink. It's like, just take a shot. You know, I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's all about your diet. So if you're eating, and you don't even got to be eating healthy. Like, as long as you're not eating super trashy, your sweat won't smell. So I don't know, like, I know if I go for a few days without showering, obviously, like, you'll stink. But I'll shower in the morning and then go straight to the gym and I'll sweat like crazy and I won't smell at all. Like, I just won't smell at all. 4:30 a.m. East Coast, and you're awake, yo. You're up. Yeah, Finland is here in Finland. Here in northeastern Europe, it is 11:30 in the morning. You eat a lot of eggs and sausage. Well, I mean, eggs and sausages are good for you. It's the toast and all the other stuff that's bad. Where are you streaming from? You are American, but it's daytime. I am American. I live in Finland. Different types of swag. They come from different lands. True. What's up, bro? Australia, baby. I'm great. How are you doing today? I did move to Finland. I did. Yes. Why? Sleep disorder? Ram. Why Finland? My wife's from here. And she's already like a straight up citizen. So it made it unbelievably easy for me to come here and become a citizen as well. That's why we moved here. So we left New York back in December. You know what's funny about that? So I'm currently enrolled in a Finnish language class. So I'm learning Finnish. Minä olen Roberto. Hyvää päivää. Huomenta. And I don't really miss it. I mean, I miss like some of the food and like my family, but that's about it. What was I saying? So I'm in this Finnish language class, and the majority of this building, like this whole building, is doing like Finnish integration courses, Finnish language classes, Finnish culture classes, things like that. And the majority are like Ukrainian, Russian, like all like seeking asylum, immigrants. There's a smaller amount of like different countries from the Middle East, different countries from Asia, and different countries from Africa. I'm the only American here. So when I tell people like I'm from New York, they're all like, "Why would you leave New York?" It's like, yeah, it's fun to visit. Like anywhere you go, it's fun to vacation in, but it's like not. Anyways, long story short, I finally ran into two people speaking Spanish, and I was all excited, and I was like, "Oh my God, you guys, where are you guys from?" And I said it in Spanish, and they looked at me like, "We're speaking Spanish, so we're from Spain. Like, why would you think?" And I was like, "Oh, my bad. Like, I didn't think that if I'm interrupting two people talking in Spanish, and I interrupt them in Spanish, and I ask them, 'Hey, where are you from?' It sounds kind of dumb. Like, I mean, it's not like there's thousands of Mexicans coming to Finland, like in the States, you know. there's, there's no, it's just like, so they looked at me a little crazy, but I got to know them. They're really nice. They came from Spain. And when I told them like, oh, I came here from New York, blah, 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 they said the same thing. Like, why would you leave New York? Blah, blah, blah. And then I explained to them what's going on in the U.S. And those aren't the reasons why we left. We've always wanted, the USA could be thriving and awesome right now, and I would still be moving to Finland because we've always wanted to move to Finland. She wanted to be with her family whenever she decided, you know, when we have children. And we did. We had a child last September and we moved to Finland. Anyways, but I told them, like, you know, why we moved here, but also like the difficulties of living in the States. And they were just like, that's why we left Spain. Spain is the exact same way. A lot of working, little pay. House, the housing crisis is horrible in Spain. It's very expensive to live there. The poor get poorer and the rich get richer, just like in the States. I feel like I'm getting a bunch of questions, and I need to let me see. Does Finland have any Hispanic? I just answered that. Jesus loves you, baby. I know. Jay, baby, do you miss USA? No. What would you say is better over there? I think the things that matter are better. Like being able to find a job easier that pays what you probably deserve. And what I mean by that is like being able to have the option of like getting any job you want, like whether it's like a dumb little, I work in a grocery store, you know, packing groceries for customers. You still like, even though that's like a lesser than job, quote unquote, you still deserve to like be able to have an apartment even though you work in a lesser than job. That's what I mean. So there's like a million programs here in Finland for welcoming people like me, like immigrants like me. And there's ways of like different housing places to, whether you want to live in a row house, a regular house, an apartment. There's different programs to get those things, and they'll appoint you certain jobs and what interests you. And like there's just so many things that help you get where you want to work, where like back in the States it's like you need like three different jobs, you need passive income, you need to make a little bit of money on social media, you need all these sources of income, and on top of that, roommates or a wife or a significant other to help you with the bills and the rent and all these things. So it's like, yeah, like, are you a fan of Pootie Tang? Yes, thank goodness you're alive. I have something meaningful to watch. It's 42 degrees on the count. Okay. How is the cost of living compared to New York? I mean, let's just put it this way. The cost of living here, all right, everybody knows that in New York it's expensive to live there, right? Average rent is like, if you're lucky, $3,000 to $4,000 a month. That's a mansion here. That's a huge mansion. So what a lot of people do is when they live in New York, they'll say like, let's move to fucking West Virginia. Let's move to Alabama. Not because they're a fan of West Virginia or Alabama, but because they want to be able to live in a bigger space for less money, right? And it used to be like that 10, 15 years ago, where now, even back in Alabama, like when I talk to some of the people I know from back in Alabama when I used to live there, the cost of rent and living in the South, Tennessee, Alabama, places like that, are so high up nowadays, it's almost comparable to New York. So it's like, there's almost nowhere to go in the States anymore, at least, where you can rent like a regular 2-bedroom apartment for $500 like it used to be 10 years ago, you know? Those days are far gone. You're cute. What do you look what do you look for in a man? I stopped looking for men a long time ago, yo. I got the right man in my life now. Big back. You eat corn the long way. Oh my goodness. I was born in Mexico. I was gonna say Finland has way healthier food. I kind of disagree with that. Finland has lesser chemicals that go into their food, but Finland still has very unhealthy choices. I mean, the whole like stereotype of like Americans are fat and obese, and then move to Finland and everybody's like super thin and like healthy and in shape. Let me just put it this way. A year before we finally made the decision to move to Europe, I was like, you know what? You can even look up the videos. I went on a diet. I lost a bunch. I lost like 20, almost 20 pounds. Like I lost like 18 pounds really fast because I wanted to at least look somewhat okay when I moved to Finland, because I knew I was going to be surrounded by like really good looking, in shape, taller, because Finland has a lot of tall people. Man, let me tell you, when I got here, there's a bunch of fat people here too. Don't get it twisted. They got KFC, McDonald's, they got Burger King here, Pizza Hut, they got Hesburger, that's the number one. They got cakes and pies and ice creams. You should look at their ice cream aisles. They have, you can buy ice cream the regular way, like back in the States, but they have a buffet of singles. You can like mix and match. You can buy, for like $10, you can buy like one single ice cream of this, one single of that, one single. The amount of gummy candies where you just scoop and put into a bag, or like, it's like a buffet, a gummy, licorice everywhere, salmiakki. It's like the whole stereo. The only thing different here is that you guys have government rules in place where you can't put certain chemicals in your food. So it's like, okay, Americans get addicted to certain foods because of the chemicals, so they're bad for us. So that's a big reason why the obesity problem in the States is huge, right? So then what's y'all's excuse? Y'all just eating good, healthier, unhealthy food? And on top of that, Finland is like one of the most educated, best education in the world countries for the past 10 years. So you're educated on what you should do and what you should eat and what you shouldn't do and should do when it comes to your health. And your food is less chemically, that's a word. And y'all still fat? What's going on, y'all? No, I'm kidding. I'm just giving y'all a hard time the way y'all gave us a hard time. West Virginia is not cheap as hell. I almost moved there, and I know the cost of living there. Now, if you're talking about trailer parks, sure, but it is not. I looked up a Whole Foods over there. I was this close to transferring because I had an old boss. Let's see. What else am I missing? I'm taking this. I'm taking this motivation to get us out of it. Dude, I want to go to Scotland so bad. ¿Tú sabes español? ¿Tú sabes español? Ah, mírala. Housing is not hard to find here. I mean, you can sign up. I actually looked that up too. You can sign up for housing, but you don't have to because so many places offer it. You know, there was a time in the States, 15. I remember this. I was in my 20s, and you can just go on like a website and be like, hey, this guy's offering, you know, to sublease his apartment. No credit background, no credit check, nothing like that. Just come on up, $400 a month. I remember all these listings, man. It used to be so different in the States. You don't have to eat unhealthy. There's unhealthy options in America, but no one's forcing you. Well, yeah, of course. There's healthy and unhealthy options everywhere you go. It doesn't mean people. I mean, there's still fat people. They're just like here. There's fat people here, there's fat people over there. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm not debating that at all. Like, obviously, there's fat people everywhere. I'm tweaking. Okay, well, I'm just telling you my reality. I mean, anybody can come on here and say, boom, 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 this. I mean, yeah, if you West Virginia is actually pretty expensive nowadays, especially in the city areas. Like, it's up there with Alabama, up there with Nashville, Tennessee. I'm just telling y'all what Zillow says, what Trulia says, all that stuff. I stand up in balancing. But no, but other than that, it's life here in Finland's pretty nice. It's pretty legit. And it's very calm and relaxed, and they take, man, I was talking about this yesterday. They give you 8 weeks of vacation here and 4 weeks of sick time here. So essentially you get like 3 months off every year, paid. 3 months off, paid. It's wild. It's like, and nothing bad's happening. Like businesses here are still open. Like things are thriving. Like things are still happening. So it's like, it's one of those things where, how come we can't make that happen in the States? You know what I mean? Like, how come we can't? It's jobs. I know when it comes to certain jobs, I know there's like a job. They say there's a job crisis here. I don't know. Yeah, you can be a gun owner here if you have a hunter's license. But they are very a lot more stricter in the States. They're a lot more stricter here than the States, obviously. Yes, you can get a gun license if you are an immigrant. Where am I from? I was born in Mexico, but I was raised in the States, all over the States. But the last place we lived was, for a while, was New York. We moved from New York to Finland last December. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, like, to me, like, so many things don't matter. Like, I mean, when I was in Alabama, like, I lived in Alabama for a few years. Yeah, I went in and I got a gun because it was like when in Rome, you know, and it was easy to get. So I'm not like a gun freak. Like, I don't care for guns. Like, wherever I move, if they tell me, hey, this is normal, this is not, then I'm gonna do it. Like sauna. Everybody's butt ass naked. Everybody's butt naked here in sauna, and it's whatever. Like, if I go to the local swim hall, whatever, because we take like swimming classes for my son, which are free. Basically, you have to shower after and then go into the sauna, and everybody's butt ass when I first came here, but it's like, it's whatever. Like, listen, I used to get crazy drunk back in my early 20s. I used to get lit as hell and run around naked at parties. So I am okay with going into a sauna with other adults and just being naked in the sauna for 20 minutes. But that was a culture shock. Why'd I move? Because you got to move, man. You can't stay in one place. Why stay in one place for forever? So you can become one of those people that's like everywhere is the same. Everywhere's got your like, where do you live? You live somewhere that you can't stand. You have a job that you can't stand that pays for the bills that you can't stand. It's all the same. Anywhere you go. No, I haven't been to Spain, but I talked to some Spanish classmates that are in this Finnish language class with me, and they hate Spain. They're like, don't go to Spain, it's horrible right now. The food sucks, the economy's horrible, it's hard to live there. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you can move, but you could move to another city, move to another city. I did. Listen, this is what I tell, if you're young and you're sick of where you live, this is what I tell people. This is my advice, okay? Everything in the United States is a big conglomerate company. So let's say, for example, you work at Walmart, right? I worked at Whole Foods. Let's use that example, right? I worked at Whole Foods for like almost 10 years. And before that, I was a DJ. So that made it even easier. So I would just go from radio station to radio station and make my money that way. And that allowed me to move around. I just moved around. Now, let's say you're not a DJ and you work for a bullshit job, like you're bagging groceries at Whole Foods, right? Whole Foods is everywhere. And Whole Foods, if you look up, they're not going to tell you this stuff, but if you look up in their rule book, and all the benefits that they offer you, which most companies do this, by the Target, Walmart, everybody, most companies do this. They will pay if you decide to, like, let's say you work in Phoenix, Arizona, and you're like, Phoenix sucks. I want to move to, like, Denver, or I want to see what Nashville's like. I want to see what Atlanta's like. 9 times out of 10, that company, it's a big conglomerate company. If you have some kind of certification in that, like you certified yourself to work a jack, or you certified yourself in a second language, or you certified, like, there's always something where it makes you like a little bit more plus of an employee for that company. They'll pay for your travel, and they'll pay for like 6 months of housing. So that's what we did. We moved around everywhere all the time on Whole Foods dime. Whole Foods paid for everything. They paid for the travel. They paid for the moving. They paid like for everything. They paid movers, the truck, the movers, the apartment. They paid for everything just because I happen to be a certified butcher for Whole Foods. That they certified me too, by the way. And they just would pay for everything. So we went around Alabama, all over the South, New Orleans, Nashville, New York. They paid for everything. So if you're a young person and you work for a bullshit place and you feel like you're stuck, don't ever feel like you're stuck. Just transfer to another place. And if your company doesn't allow you to transfer, get another job. What, you're making tons of money at the job that you have at now? You can't get another BS job somewhere else? Move. Go somewhere else. I've lived everywhere. LA, Phoenix, Texas, Nashville, New York. I've lived everywhere. So it's like, experience different things. Don't be tied down. It's not a big deal, by the way. Like, don't build it up. I have a lot of friends back home that build up moving like it's like new chapter of my life. Like, oh, come with me on my journey. It's like, bitch, you move into another dumbass city that's going to have the same dumbass problems your apartment had, with the same dumbass bills that you always had. It's the same shit. It's the same. You have to belittle the thing that you think is a big deal and just go. And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, it's a win-win situation. And if you don't like it, go somewhere. Don't do the thing where, like, I moved to New York and it sucked and I hated it, and then you move back home. Just move to another place. Move to another city. Sorry, I get really passionate about moving because to me, moving is so simple. And then when people like build it up in their heads and they can't do it, it's like, it's so annoying. Hey, I love your mukbangs. This is this low key and informative, inspiring life. Yeah, America's the pits, yo. It is the pits. It 100. You know how unbelievably easy right now it is to get a work visa in any European country. Hell, even Canada. Like, go on the government website of some, and let's say it takes forever, right? Hypothetically, let's say it is hard to get a work visa in a different country, right? I would say go apply today. Let's give yourself a goal. Apply to 6 different countries today for a work visa. What's the worst that can happen? You don't get approved for any of them? Let's say it is hard to get into those countries. Maybe it takes 3 months to get an email back. Maybe it takes a year. Maybe it takes 2 years. What are you doing in 2 years? Nothing. You're going to be sitting here listening to me, going back to work, doing nothing. So I would say make a little goal for yourself. Pick 6 countries that you find are super cool. You know, before we moved here, we lived in New York for a good amount of years, right? I loved it. It was awesome. You know where we were actually planning on moving to first, other than New York, when we lived in Nashville, Tennessee? We were planning on leaving to go to Hawaii because they have 4 Whole Foods out there, and we almost got hired there. But at the last minute we decided New York because we found a rent stabilized apartment, which we didn't even know what that was until we moved to New York. We're like, wait a minute, the rent never changes. So we still to this day have our rent stabilized apartment back in New York in Manhattan, and my little sister, she lives there. Let's see. What do you do for a living? Right now, I am on a maternity leave. Well, my wife's on a maternity leave. I'm on a paternity leave. So I am unemployed. And because I had a child, and the child was born in my son was born in New York, but because his mother is a Finnish citizen, he becomes an automatic Finnish citizen. So he has dual citizenship. He is an American citizen and a Finnish citizen, which gives me, who's not a citizen of this country, 1 year of paternity leave. So they check out what I get paid, even though I'm not there anymore, and they pay me for a whole year. So right now, I'm unemployed. I'm starting a business soon. I'm a butcher, so I'm opening up a butcher shop here in Salo, Finland. So if you don't follow me, go follow. There's 24 people in here. That never happens, yo. All right, damn. Go follow me on Campus Meats. CAMPAS. That's my last name. I'm giving you personal information. That is my last name. My name is Roberto Campos. And I'm starting a butcher shop here in Salo, Finland called Campus Meats. We already have, our TikTok is booming right now. Our TikTok, Campus Meats TikTok is booming. I do have a YouTube, Campus Meats, but there's nothing on there. But our Instagram and our TikTok are the two booming social media platforms right now. So go follow me on Campus Meats. You can also, I think if you type in Berto the Butcher, it'll also come up. Campus Meats will also come up. But yeah, Berto the Butcher, BERTO, Berto. Look me up. I have a bunch of really cool videos of me cutting up steaks, making sausages, all that stuff. So the crazy thing about that too is that there's so many programs here in Finland that help immigrants starting businesses. Like a lot. Like they'll pay you for all this. It's incredible. So I'm just super happy I'm here. Are you guys scared of death? No, because it's not real. Everything is going to disappear someday. No, that's not true. It is 11:52 in the morning right now in Finland. Let's go, boom. Oh, hell yeah. I'm loving Finland right now, yo. You used to watch me back in 2014? Yo, let me guess. You were like a child. Isn't that crazy? Yo, back in peak Suave Boom, 2014 to like 2019, when like mukbangs were like slowly starting to be called mukbangs, ASMRs, ASMR, remember that? That shit was crazy. And the majority of my viewers, yeah, exactly. I knew it. The majority of my viewers were like tweens, like young ass teens. The amount of messages I get from people saying like, yo, I used to watch you back in the day. I'm fucking 22 now. Like, and they were like 12, 13 years old back in the day. Like, you guys would go out of your way to type in fat ass old Mexican dude eating cereal and then consistently watch me. Yeah, bunch of weirdos. I'm kidding. No, dude, those videos were so much fun back in the day. Watching old videos of myself though is so cringy. But I remember like all the people that, I mean, I have to give it up to that time in my life, because if it wasn't for mukbangs and ASMRs back in the day, I mean, that's how I met my wife. Everything I just talked about is because of that. If you think about it, me starting a business here, me moving to Finland, me having a beautiful baby boy, we're dog breeders, by the way. Like, we have a dog and we're signed up to be breeders, and she's won like multiple awards at dog shows. Like, I have an award-winning show dog that I got here. Like, all these things happened because my dumbass wanted to record myself eating cinnamon toast one day back in 2013 and then flirt with random bitches. And I found the random one, and she became my wife. Oh man, that's so what a good time, man. I found my wife on here, Dolce Foodie, and now she's married to my dumb ass. Man, what a time. Life is crazy, bro. Life is fucking crazy. Guys, this was actually really fun. Every time I do a live on YouTube, I get like no love. It's always like 2 or 3 people in here. It's nice to see like multiple people in here. Like there was like basically 20 something heads in here the whole time. Like I said earlier, I'm currently on a paternity leave here in Finland because I had a baby. So I'm getting paid because I had a baby. And I'm also enrolled in a Finnish language class right over here. I'll show you the building. There it is. So I have to go back inside. My lunch break is over. I have to go back inside and learn Finnish. Minä olen Roberto. Hyvää päivää. Huomenta. Lipa, that's a hat. Mosto, that's black. Ananas, bananas. Omina, I said pineapple, banana, apple. I got this shit. Anyways, guys, I'm going back in there. It's 3:52 a.m. over here. It is 11:52 a.m. in Finland, northeastern Europe. But you guys have a great day. Thank you so much. Please go follow me on Campus Meets. Follow the Butcher Shop. Show me love over there. And I hope to see you guys over there. Leave a comment. Say, hey, I was just on your live, just so I know who you are so I can follow you guys back. All right, guys? So remember, Campus Meets, Butcher Shop, TikTok, Instagram. Go follow me. I'll respond back. And you know what? Let's do this again tomorrow. Same time. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. All right, y'all. Peace. Oh, thumbs up the video if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. All right, y'all. Peace.